Hi, folks. This is Richard Ricky Garcia. And as part of our effort for the Sky Ryders Making a Difference campaign, I thought it'd be fun to reminisce, record, and share stories from our drum corps days. I'm joined by Caroline Redmond Medlin, who marched Sky Ryders 1992 to 1993. Tell us, Caroline, about the best day you experienced in your 2 years with the Sky Ryders.
Okay, well, the best day in 2 years of rehearsal, it was in Lexington, Oklahoma. And we have to give a big shout out to the band booster family in Lexington, Oklahoma, because that was the best meal, the best rehearsal, the best day we had in 2 years of tour. And we pulled up to this tiny little school that was in the middle of fields, in the middle of absolutely nowhere. You couldn't even see the nearest house. And we had rehearsal all day long. They had a big stadium with stands and lights, all the bells and whistles, not what you would expect to see out in the middle of the country. And the grass was the most perfect grass. It was thick and green without a weed or a stone or a thorn anywhere. And the staff let us take our shoes off,
Oh my
which was
God.
the best things ever. After being on tour for months and
Yeah.
months, weeks and weeks, and all of our wrinkled, sore feet, we got to take our shoes off and run barefoot through this most perfect grass.
Wow.
And after our rehearsal, the band boosters of the community brought us dinner. And somehow I managed to be the first person in line of the entire drum corps. I don't know
Nice.
how that happened. I must have been very hungry. And I managed to get to the head of the line, and there was this huge spread of food: barbecued ribs, barbecued chicken, barbecued brisket, all the sides, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, and green beans, collard green, everything you could think of. It was all there. And I stood there in awe and amazement. And I was looking back and forth between the choices. And I told the lady, I said, I just can't decide what I want, the brisket or the chicken. And she said, well, you could have both. You're looking at me like, you poor starved child, are they not feeding you? And of course they had been feeding us. We weren't starving, but we were having things like lasagna casserole and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, not barbecued ribs and chicken and brisket and potato salad and all of these home cooked foods. So I turned around and I shouted out to everybody. I said, she said we could have both. So we gorged ourselves on, I got the brisket and the chicken and the potato salad and the collard greens and the green beans and everything else.
Wow.
And after this fabulous meal, this was dinner. So after this fabulous dinner, they wanted us to go out and have a night rehearsal. So they turned on the lights on the stadium, and a lot of us were not feeling too well because we had had so much to eat. But we went out for, like another 2 hour nighttime rehearsal under the lights.
Uh,
And it was cool. We weren't sweating. The grass was cool. And I just felt like I had boundless energy from this wonderful meal. And it was effortless to sprint across the field and run back to my sets. And it was such a joyful rehearsal, after we were taken care of so well by those band boosters in Lexington, Oklahoma. So they should be proud. I hope they still have a good school there and a good program.
okay. That's I was in drum corps for 4 years, and that sounds like a fantasy day in drum corps. I never had anything. I didn't have anything near that good when I was at a drum corps.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That is truly incredible. Thank you for sharing, Caroline.